my heart goes out to the Giffords family, to Commander Kelly, and so we're keeping them in our thoughts and prayers. But immediately after that tragic and unfortunate incident, I did reach out to as many of the members of our congressional delegation from the Harris County community, including both sides of the House, and checked in with them to see how they were doing, any concerns that we needed to address. And I've asked my staff to make sure that we have a full inventory of if they are members of or residents of our patrol areas, that we should know where they're at and make sure we have some good details. But also to provide them with any assistance that we can to make sure that they're safe on a daily basis. As we do any other citizen, we go out and conduct security surveys of their offices and their homes and things of that nature. So there's some things that we're doing. I'd rather not disclose them all for obvious reasons, but let's just say that we are in communication and we want to be of service to them as we would any other citizen.
Have any members of Congress asked for taking you up on your offer?
A couple of members have said that they were having meetings, and so we have worked with our reserve personnel and just see what we could provide, depending if it was in the unincorporated area or within the city.
Which members of Congress?
I don't recall the names at this point, but I believe I spoke with Congressman Green, Gene Green.
Could you comment on the Inmate Tipsters program, and is it the first program in the country?
As far as I know, it is, and let me just say that I'm very proud of the relationship that we have with Houston Crime Stoppers. And you know, we're in the business of information. We've got to have a flow of information as actively as we can, and at all points that we can. You know, the flow of information leads to the solving of crimes. It leads to the incarceration of fugitives. It leads to the preventing of crimes. And so oftentimes, in my experience, I have found that the person that I had in custody was the slowest of the bunch, not necessarily the only person involved. I've also found that the person that I've caught, in all likelihood, was caught for the crime that I could catch them for, not necessarily the crimes that they were involved with. Also, I found that many people who get arrested for crimes know about some other crimes. And generally, as my pop used to tell me, you sleep with dogs, you wake up with fleas, and some of these folks have slept with a lot of dogs and know about a lot of fleas. And so I would just like to make sure that we're taking every opportunity, and especially at the most vulnerable point of these individuals' introduction to the Harris County Jail, to encourage them to have company with them in the Harris County Jail. And so that is the intent. It is to facilitate information. We get information on a daily basis. This is just a little bit more structured.
I know it's only been a couple days, but has anyone actually taken you up on this yet?
You know, I haven't checked yet, but we'll continue to monitor it. And if there's something, I'm sure when we get something that will be noteworthy, and we'll share that.
Sheriff, in terms of the budget and the process as we head into March, have you shaped any of these proposed 10% reduction scenarios to see where you could cut A and B in light of this week's decision by commissioners to not send the report to Austin yet? Is there a concern that you might not get the resources you need heading into the next fiscal year?
Well, the staffing plan is something that I need to have on file with the jail commission. The process to accomplishing the plan, I want to be a partner with the Commissioner's Court in accomplishing that, because look, I've been, you know, a council member, so I know I've got to balance respective priorities and wishes and operational issues. But now as a sheriff, obviously, I want to make sure that my operation is as fully staffed as possible. But I've got partners that I need to work with, and I will continue to do that. But the idea is to make sure that we are in compliance with the Texas Jail Commission, because they require for us to have a staffing plan on board. At least I can report back to them that I've submitted that to Commissioner's Court, and they're in deliberation of it.
But as far as the shortage that appears to be there, and the other deputy positions that you haven't filled yet, do you think you'll get any or all of those?
I am hopeful. I'm hopeful. I've been in constant communication. 2010 was filled with many requests to the budget office, requesting personnel, requesting the alleviating of the hiring freeze, so that we can provide the staffing necessary to effectively serve the citizens of Harris County. So I'll continue to do that. And I know that my staff is overworked. I know that our patrol deputies are needing more support, and that stays in the forefront of my mind. And so I want to make sure that we are continuing to advocate for our staffing, and really it's advocating on behalf of the citizens of Harris County.
Let me throw this other thought out. Mayor Parker yesterday said that in light of the governor wanting to abolish sanctuary city policies in Texas as he sees them, she said she does not support her officers doing an Arizona-type law here in Texas where they will check the immigration status of people on the streets. Any response to that, and whether deputies have the time on their hands to do something like that here in Texas, in this county?
I won't respond to Mayor Parker's comments, but I'll just say this, that Governor Perry has been on record saying that he opposes Arizona-style laws. I support that comment when he made it. So did the Lieutenant Governor. You know, I want to make sure that our deputies are fighting crime. And inadvertently, when you fight crime, as we are seeing in the county jail, people will be identified that may have a questionable immigration status. It's proven to be effective. We are leading the nation in that process. The Department of Homeland Security continues to highlight and hold up the Harris County Sheriff's Office, and I'm proud of that. And I think it's the best way to use our resources and to accomplish the mission of keeping the community safe. So I'll stand by the original comments as made.
Sheriff, I want to mention Mexican drug gangs. In Mexico, we're seeing a record level of deaths as a result of the drug violence. Here in Houston, are we also looking at, unprecedented levels of Mexican drug gangs coming to this city?
Look, I worked undercover and conducted investigations on drug cartels back in the 80s. Tells you a little bit how old I am. But I conducted those investigations in the early 80s. Houston continues to be a transit distribution point for narcotics, guns, money, and people. And so we will be ever so and continue to be ever so vigilant in working to stop any flow of narcotics and drug gangs and cartel members, whoever they may be, as they try to conduct their business here in this community. I am in constant contact, excuse me, with the Board of Sheriffs, and that's why making improvements and adjustments to our Homeland Security approaches and initiatives has been a priority for me. So all of that, obviously, we pay attention to what's occurring and want to make sure that with the resources that we have, that we're doing everything possible, collecting information, people who've been arrested for narcotics crimes, and hopefully maybe they were just a mule and they know where the shipment is at, or they know who the real players are. That's why soliciting information is so vital, so that we can make sure to keep the community safe and respond to things as quickly as possible. Speaking
about the border sheriffs, they've said that cartels have issued threats against their lives. Even some state lawmakers on the border have reported that. Do you think that may start happening here in Houston? I mean, could we see retaliation like that?
Well, they better not. They better not. We'll go after them.
Sheriff, the budget office has asked